Right, so that's the word coming in from Ankur as well with regards to where NCLT cases is concerned. But Sundaram Mutual Fund has launched a new service fund. Here is Muralidhar Swaminathan chatting exclusively with Sunil Subramaniam, MD and CEO at Sundaram, and Rahul Baijal, fund manager at Sundaram Mutual Fund. Let's listen.
Flavor of the period. This will allow me to pick the flavor of that time, right, to deliver value to the investor. So I think the fear that you have that in too large a playing field, the fund itself will become too diversified will not really play out, because we are willing to take risk within this fund, and not that we want to eliminate risk by simply putting it in 150 stocks.
Absolutely. I think on that note, I should take this question to Rahul. Rahul, you are one of the fund managers for this particular fund as well. While services will clearly keep growing, finding quality stocks is going to be a big challenge, which is what we are witnessing today. In each of the segments you point out, the list that we have, which we will play for the benefit of the viewers, whether you take banking, whether you take consumer, whether you take entertainment services, most of the stocks have become expensive. How do you approach this?
Yeah, so like I was saying that the opportunity to invest is really diversified across 6 big buckets and 6 big themes in the services sector, and within the services super sector we have 14-15 subsectors to invest in. So while we have around the right now an investable universe of about 200 stocks. So within that you find a lot of quality stocks both across large cap and the mid and small cap space. And going forward, this list of investable universe will only keep expanding. For example, there have been a lot of good quality listings in the IPO market over the last 3 years, in the retailing space, in the life insurance space, in the diagnostic space, and I think this trend will continue over the next 3 years, and probably 3 years later we'll have an investable universe which is even wider, close to 240-250 stocks. So to that extent, I think quality, availability, the range is not an issue. And secondly, in terms of since it's in the services sector and most of the stocks in the service sector belong to the growth part of the investing universe, what you'll see in this the portfolio emerging is a portfolio of 40-45 companies which are predominantly growth stocks with high EPS growth and characteristics, and therefore they might be a little premium on valuation in terms of PE as well, but that is supported by the the underlying structurally attractive multi-year earnings growth as well.
Right. That's a very interesting, important observation for the benefit of our viewers. The fund manager will still try and look for quality, and he's saying that there's plenty of quality stocks available across different services. Sunil, this question, I'm coming back to you again. Your diversified equity fund offers the investors all the services you are talking about in the new fund. I think almost 50% of your diversified equity fund is already in most of the services, whether it's banking, Quest Corp, which is a case study you mentioned, Arvind, insurance companies, the whole lot. But why one more fund? And what is the difference?
Yeah, the difference is the use of a filter. Now, my diversified fund would hop between agriculture, between manufacturing in the cycle, into services as the time need be. And second is we constantly maintain a 50% large cap weightage in the diversified fund. This fund is a themed multi-cap fund, which means that there is no prefixed that large cap will be so much, multi-cap will be so much. So it can vary. Big BTVI exclusive for you, the man of the moment.